All right, good morning and welcome. So, when a child's subconscious development, and today we're going to be touching on something that's quite deep, so please be aware of that. Look after yourselves. The journey of being in process is one of nuance. Okay, so the subconscious development of a child, their body, memory, and sense of self, when it's not met with conscious benevolence. I want to repeat that, conscious benevolence and attentiveness. What happens? And this is just a non-negotiable in the sense that the body will simply respond and learn to respond a certain way in order to preserve. The person will preserve themselves that way, right? They'll learn habits of coping. So what happens when a child is not met with that? Essentially, their consciousness becomes supplanted by interferences and abnormalities, right? These distortions shape how the child perceives themselves, and they influence then to defeat, devalue, and diminish, and that those types of forces cause them to feel that they have no sense of who or what they are. So over time, as an adult, they must turn inward consciously to revisit these unprocessed areas, to release this really alien presence. They have to resolve the trauma and return to the truth and love of their value. So only then is the remembrance of the self's inherent sacredness restored, untouched by the perversion and corruption of abnormal events. The response to trauma was normal. Now this is something this is a nuance nugget, you could say. The response to trauma was normal, in that when we're experiencing abnormal events, our response is, it's very normal that we responded that way, to survive, to preserve, to avoid, and all these different strategies that kept us alive. A survival mechanism for abnormal circumstances. But afterwards, this heightened vigilant state persists, creating consistent incoherence, because that's what the quality of fear, the presence of emotions like fear and so on, persistently produces incoherence. Now, it's not that we're trying to avoid fear. Sometimes fear is wisdom because it keeps us alive. But in the event of an abnormal situation where we're repeatedly kept in a stress state and we're constantly vigilant, then we are literally encoding fear in the cells of our body. So when it persists like this, it creates a consistent incoherence, and it erodes any sense of safety and security and balance within ourselves, the world, and our relationships. So through conscious meditation in process, we offer a path to remember the self as truth. By releasing stored distortions and resolving their impact, we reconnect with our sacred essence. And I repeat, it's sacred. So this practice is a deliberate return to the light of our inherent worth, reclaiming the clarity and love that trauma once obscured or does obscure. So through this, restoration manifests and the self is remembered as whole. Reflect on this and consider very deeply. I wish you all well. This has been a very, at least for me and probably for many of us, talking about this stuff is difficult. But at the same time, necessary. For us to become more whole, we have to release, and to release, we have to speak the truth. So I wish you all well, I really do, and look after yourselves, look after your heart song, share it with those who can facilitate connection in a safe way that make you feel calm and centered in the universe. And I wish you the best of things. Stay safe.